Hi, L&N kiddos. It's Mr. Arnold. I'm just here to give you a quick rundown on the options that you have for science courses and some of the pathways to sort of plan out what science classes you need. Now, for a lot of you all, you've seen something like this in the past, but many of you all haven't. And I know since we're re-choosing some of our classes and since we're trying to make sure that we get the schedule really firmed up for next year, I want to make sure that you're aware of all the possibilities that you have. So let's get to it so this video isn't too long. So first of all, there are three classes that you're probably in line for, at least two of these here at the L&N STEM Academy. So if you're a freshman and you're not in chemistry right now, you are in our AEPS class, our Atmospheric, Earth, and Planetary Sciences class. And then over here, we've got two classes that are required for graduation by the state of Tennessee. You must take Biology 1, and then you must take either Chemistry 1 or Physics. Most students are going to choose the Chemistry 1 route, but it's certainly possible that some of you all will want to replace that with Physics. Now, for some of you all, you're already in Chemistry 1 because one of the things that we do differently here at the STEM Academy is that we teach chemistry before we teach biology because we really feel like chemistry feeds well into biology, and that's going to make you a better student of biology class by already having taken chemistry. So why is all of that important? Well, because you need to take at least 3 lab sciences for graduation. And starting this year, the AEPS class will actually count as one of our 3 lab sciences. If you're a freshman this year, I don't believe that it does. But once you take chemistry and biology and one other lab science class, then that should take care of that requirement for you. Okay, so that's the requirements. That's kind of the boring stuff, the stuff that everybody has to take. Real quickly, let's see how that fits into sort of a plan here. So if you're a 9th grader and you're in AEPS right now, whether it's the honors or the CP version of AEPS, then your path in 10th grade is you're going to take chemistry or maybe honors chemistry, or you could conceivably choose honors physics. Again, most students are going to choose honors chemistry, but you are welcome, of course, to take honors physics. So that's the general path. If you're a 9th grader in Honors Chemistry 1 right now, then you're sort of automatically slotted into Honors Biology 1. Okay, so that's your path for 10th grade if you're currently a 9th grader. If you are currently a sophomore and you're going into your 11th grade year, then you're probably going to take Biology 1 or Honors Biology 1, or if you started out taking Honors Chemistry as a freshman, then you're going to slide down into the elective pool down here. Okay, and don't let me get this confused. This part right here of computer science principles, they don't actually count as science credits. They count as math credits. So don't really count those as your pool. I'm going to just briefly go over those just because they're in the science part of our catalog. But if for science electives, you need to take one of these ones that are in sort of the little lighter colored orange over here. Okay. If you're a junior this year, of course, you're probably done with all of the required stuff, and then you've got to take your 4th science here at STEM, and so these are your options here. Now, again, geology isn't going to be offered this year. This is a year that we're going to offer astronomy instead. Those 2 classes alternate. A and P would be anatomy and physiology, and we're going to talk about each of these classes as we go through here. And again, I'm going to try to go through this quickly so I don't belabor this and make this video too long for anyone. So, elective classes. Honors physics. If you're going to go into any sort of engineering or physical sciences and you don't plan on taking the AP version of physics, then this is a pretty good choice for you. Or maybe if you just want to try it out and see, hey, is this for me? Am I going to go into engineering? You need to have already taken Algebra 1 or Integrated Math 1. And as you're taking physics, hopefully you're taking Algebra 2 at the same time. So that would mean that probably if you're a sophomore and you're currently taking Algebra 2, or if you're a freshman and you're taking geometry this year and then maybe you want to take physics next year and you're going to take Algebra 2 or Integrated Math 3, then honors physics might be a good fit for you. Astronomy, you have to have taken Algebra 1 and geometry. That's because there is a little bit of math in astronomy. Of course, this is really for anybody that's interested in the universe, but also astronomy is one of those classes that it's sort of a general interest class, and so if you're not real sure what science pathway, or maybe you don't plan on majoring in science, or engineering or medicine or anything like that when you get out of the STEM Academy, but you're still going to take that 4th science, then astronomy might be a good fit for you. Anatomy and physiology. Anatomy and physiology, definitely a great class if your future goal is I'm going into a life science or I'm going into medicine or pharmacy or vet school or something like that. You need to have taken Biology 1 and Chemistry 1 is recommended, and here at the STEM Academy, you will have taken Chemistry 1 before biology. So you need to have taken biology first, and then you can go into anatomy and physiology. Again, these classes that were the anatomy, physiology, and astronomy that we've listed so far, those are CP level classes. So again, if that fits what you're looking for, but anatomy and physiology is still a fairly challenging class. There's a lot to know and to memorize. And again, if you're going into one of these fields, probably good to take that sometime in high school. Honors Organic and Biochemistry. This is a pretty high level class. If you're going into some sort of chemical engineering, if you're going into medicine, pharmacy, any sort of life science or chemistry, organic tends to be the weed out class in college for all of these majors, really. This is the class that really causes kids to change their major. So we offer that here as an elective at a high school level. It's not at a college level, but it's definitely one of our higher level classes. It's probably the highest level non-AP science class that we have. You need to have already taken Chemistry 1 and Biology 1, and I would also recommend that if possible, that you've taken AP Chemistry before you take Organic Chemistry. It'll make a whole lot more sense that way. Not absolutely necessary, but definitely a good recommendation for you, because Honors Organic and Biochemistry, it is a junior, senior level honor science class, and so it's going to be pretty difficult. Microbiology is a great class that we've started offering the past couple of years here, and one of the best things about it, I think, for students is that it's a really hands-on class. I would say that there's maybe a little bit less textbook and a lot more hands-on, doing experiments, designing experiments, growing bacteriological samples, and then really thinking about the nature of science. And so I think that's a really good, it is a CP level class, but I think it's a really enjoyable class for a lot of students. And again, I think if you're going into one of these fields, that's a good choice for you. And even if you're not, and you're just like, hey, I'm looking for another science class, but I really want to work more with my hands than I do with some of the other things, I think micro is a really good choice for you. Again, this is an upper level, junior, senior level class that you need to have already taken chemistry and biology to be able to get into. And then we're going to talk about some of our AP classes here. If you don't know what AP is, AP means advanced placement. These are college level classes. There's a potential to get college credit out of each of these classes. And so these are some really demanding classes. They're going to demand a lot of your time and energy, and they're going to be really serious and intense. And your teachers are going to teach them as though they were college classes, because that's essentially what they're replacing. AP Environmental Science, or as we call it, APES, one of my favorite classes that I've taught in the past. Love this class. I really think this is probably the most relevant class for every student because it's going to affect all of our lives on a regular basis, and it's just something that's out there in the news a lot, and you're going to hear a lot about, and really it's just something that should matter to every student. You need to have taken Chemistry 1 and Biology 1 before you take it, and you're going to need to get a teacher recommendation with it being an AP class. Now, as far as the AP science classes go, some students might think this is the easiest of the AP science classes, and it might be the easiest of the AP science classes, perhaps. I would say argue that it's pretty challenging in a lot of the scenarios that you have to examine, and that you're pulling in information from a lot of different categories, not just strictly numbers-based science, or not just one category of science, that it's multidisciplinary, that you're pulling things in from a lot of different areas. But don't take any of that for me to say that this is an easy class. It is an AP college level class. You need to be prepared. You need to have a teacher recommendation, and make sure that you get that summer work done to be able to take this class. AP Chemistry and Honors Chemistry 2, of course, those of you that know me in school, you'll know that this is sort of my baby. This is the class that I love to teach every year. You've got to take both of these classes together, and so you got to make sure you've got room in your schedule for both of these classes. And this replaces Chem 120, Chem 130, or College Chem 1 and 2 at college if you're going to actually get the credit for it. I would say that any student that's going to major in all kinds of engineering, and again, that medicine, pharmacy, life science, chemistry, if you're going to take chemistry in college, I really think that you ought to take AP Chemistry, regardless of whether or not you think you're going to get the credit for it out of the AP test. I think that you ought to take it to be prepared. It is an extremely challenging class. It's probably tied for the most challenging AP Science class, and maybe the most challenging class in high school. I argue all the time with students, and I really think that this, along with maybe AP Calculus, AP Physics C, are the most difficult classes that you'll take. Again, you're going to need a teacher recommendation if you want to take this, and you have to have already taken Chemistry 1. You should have taken Algebra 2. Here at the STEM Academy, we will allow some students to concurrently take Algebra 2 along with AP and Honors Chemistry 2. Another class that you've got to double up and take 2 at the same time is AP Biology. Again, Knox County allows us to teach an Honors Bio 2, just like an Honors Chem 2 and AP Bio together, because there's just so much content that you really need both of those classes together to make sure that you're getting all of that. This is a very advanced life science class. Again, this is college level biology. A lot of students will take this if they're going into any sort of life science. Again, that medicine, pharmacy, vet, you're going to need all of that stuff, right? But certainly if you have any interest in life science, if you want to go into maybe anthropology, or maybe if you're going into marine sciences or something like that, AP Biology is definitely something that you're going to want to try to take at the high school level, even at AP level, to prepare you for college, whether or not you're going to get those college credits, which we hope that you do, and we have a lot of students here that do, and then don't have to take that at college. And then our last of the science classes is what we're offering this year is AP Physics C Mechanics. We've in the past offered AP Physics 1, but this year we're going to offer AP C. This is calculus-based physics. And so what that means is that you have to take calculus with this class, or you have to have already taken calculus, which is pretty unlikely. But you've got to be concurrently enrolled in calculus, and we would really recommend that was AP Calculus AB or AP Calculus BC, or both of those, along with this APC Mechanics. Again, this is going to take the place of your first Physics for Scientists and Engineers class at college. And you'll see there's a lot of prereqs. You need to have taken all of these classes, and you got to take calculus along with it. This is big time physics. So if you're just interested in, maybe a little bit interested in physics, you're not sure you're going to take it in college, or probably not majoring in engineering, then you would go back and take Honors Physics 1. But if you know you're going in engineering, if you know you're going to major in the physical sciences, something like chemistry or physics or something like that, then APC Mechanics is definitely the route that you want to go. We're really excited to offer that class for the first time here at the STEM Academy next year. So if you want to be in on that first class, please make sure you get a teacher recommendation. You can't take this or any of the AP Science classes without a teacher recommendation to take those classes. Lastly, I want to briefly touch on the 2 computer science classes here at the STEM Academy. Now again, these don't count as science classes strictly, they count as math classes, but we offer AP Computer Science Principles. This would essentially be equivalent to a freshman computer engineering class. Definitely going to be a lot of individual and group work in that class, and it's not strictly a coding class. This is more about the technology infrastructure and some coding in that as well. And then our other AP Computer Science class is AP Computer Science. This would be equivalent to a first semester of a college computer science class, a little bit more coding focused than the Computer Science Principles class. All right, I'm going to cut the video here because I don't want to make this too long for you, but hopefully that was helpful for you. And I appreciate your attention. If you have any questions, please feel free to come by the Chem Lab, B116, and ask me, and certainly can ask any of the science teachers, but I'm always easy to find in the Chem Lab. So I hope that helps you out. Again, if you have any questions, come by, shoot me an email, glenn.arnold@knoxschools.org, and I'd be more than happy to help you out to know what class that you might want to take for whatever career option, or even just for the next year of high school that you're looking for. All right, thanks, kiddos.